pressing because it's going to come up here in just a minute, hopefully.
Oh, there it is.
All righty, beautiful.
Ooh, I see it's live on YouTube. It's already up on YouTube. Yay.
Oh, yay, it's already live on YouTube. Hi, YouTube. Beautiful. Oh, hold on, I got to turn off the sound.
Live on YouTube. It's already up on.
There we go. Okay, now let's go live on Facebook. All right, so it just went live on my page.
Okay, there it is.
Yay!
Over to mine. Hi.
Hi.
We have half an hour.
Right, we have half an hour to cram all of Miss Mariann Moore of mariannmoore.com, all this fabulousness into one whole hour. Now, what we are currently doing is we are sharing, and we ask that you guys do the same thing. You share to your favorite pages, you share to your favorite groups, and you go ahead and why not invite some friends as well? You know, let's go ahead and let's get some people in here because, you know, Mariann has beautiful messages for us today. And, you know, these messages aren't just about, oh, you know, let's promote Mariann Moore. Now, that's not what this is about. This is about her being able to really send her message out there because it's a powerful message. It is a message of empowerment. And, you know, I actually want to tell you guys a quick little story is when I was setting up the whole, you know, this whole thing, what had come through was I put, come join us for Soul Comics. And, you know, Mariann had texted me. She's like, Soul Comics? And I was like, yeah, Soul Comics. Because, you know, here's what Mariann does. She, in her soul coaching, not her soul comics, her soul coaching, she awakens you to your divine superpowers because we all have them. And she just is able to really get to the core of those powers and she elevates them. So not only are you using your innate gifts and talents that you have received from spirit, you are also getting or being able to use those talents to create something more in your life. And you know, what could be better than creating with what the divine has already given you? What could be better than that? I mean, that's what you know, that's always one of my sayings. How does it get any better than this? And guys, let me tell you, you know, I've known Mariann for about 2 years, maybe probably more. I just say 2 years because it just sounds like a good number. But you know, she is not only a very dear friend of mine, but she's my spiritual Michael Jordan, guys. Whenever she does something, I'm like, God bless it. Look at her. She's, you know, we're at 8 feet and I'm just there. And then she's like, oh, by the way, I just slam dunked 10 feet. And I'm like, all right, let's get back to this. Let's go slam dunk for 10 feet. So, Mariann, what I want to ask you today is, you know, about your divine superpower. What's your superpower in your own words?
It's funny because I've been thinking about it. I'm like, oh, what's my superpower? And I really think it's actually something quite humble, but I think really powerful. And it's what allows me to connect with the people that I work with, my friends, my family. It's just the way that I am naturally. And that's actually how you know what your superpower is, by the way. It's your unique gift. And it's that I make everyone feel like they're my best friend. And I truly do care about people, but when I'm doing readings and I'm doing soul coaching, a lot of the times I may not have met them yet in person. And people seem to forget that I don't know them for a very long time. And so they think, wow, she just knows who I am. Like she gets me. And so I'm able to connect at that level. Like, and it's true because I feel that friendship, it's sincere. You know, I think that sincerity of caring, like your best friend would care about you. And so I feel like when I'm doing coaching, when I'm doing an Akashic reading, that's what I'm representing is your higher self, which is really your best friend. And if we would just listen more to our best friend, not saying listen to me necessarily, but listening to spirit, then we would be living far greater lives and far happier lives. So I think one of my gifts is just that, connecting to people on a friendship level, I always seem to find something in common with the person that I'm talking about, or that I'm talking to rather. And it just happens in conversations, like, oh, you find out both your fathers were submariners, or you both went and lived in Central America. I don't know, just odd things. I mean, I have the ability to remember odd facts. What can I tell you? One of my other gifts. But I guess that's what being a scribe is, and what being an Akashic reader is about. It's just having this availability of knowledge to me. And really and the point of having that is to be able to share it with others.
Right.
Otherwise, and that's what we all are as light workers, and what we have to do in our lives is really, and what I encourage people to do, is by tapping into your unique gift, your unique abilities, and serving that for the highest good, is a way for you to find your passion and to live your best life. And when we all start doing that, when we all start expressing ourselves at our true basic level of who we truly are to be here on this planet, then that's when we're going to have peace on earth. And that's when we're going to have ascension, and we're going to live the golden age in the fifth dimensional energies. But we got to get everybody on board. So it's our job as light workers, get them on board.
Right, exactly. And I love that. And, you brought up a great point, which was listening to your best friend, and that, your higher self is in fact your best friend, because it's your highest aspect of self. And so, if you could go ahead and maybe give us a little taste of what does that really mean, being in touch with your best friend. If you could give us a little bit of a tool that we could use to really get in touch with our own best friend, with our own best self.
I think part of that is giving yourself the space to be quiet and stop the mind chatter. So, obviously everybody tells you to meditate, and you're like, meditate again. I'm just like, sorry. Sorry. But it's really about giving yourself the time and the space, creating that quiet time for yourself. My quiet time happens to be when I'm driving home in the morning from taking my daughter to school. So it doesn't have to mean that you're in this lotus position on the top of a mountain, okay? It means that you have that, like, your mind is free of clutter. And for me, the best time for me is in the morning. That's when, I'm fresh for the day. And it just seems that something I actually do what kind of contemplate a lot. Daydream. As a kid, I was, hello, stop your daydreaming, blah, blah, blah. No, now they're telling you, do your daydreaming. So I daydream, and I think about things, and I just kind of let it flow through my mind. It's not like I'm sitting there pondering. And then all of a sudden, bing, I get this idea, or I get this understanding. And so that I'm just allowing myself the free flow, like the psychologists use that a lot, free, when they throw a word at you, whatever is the first thing that comes to mind, or like the Rorschach test, that type of thing. So it's kind of like that. It's free association. And when I do that, I just open up my heart along with my intellect, and ask to just connect with spirit, and have a conversation with myself. So if you just give yourself a little quiet time, a little space to yourself, no matter if it's in the bathroom, in the car, if you're a mom, I got it, but I think that's really important. I think that is crucial to listening and hearing your higher self, because the higher self doesn't really yell like the ego does. So, if it's something's yelling in your ear, that's ego. And so you got to get past it, and listen to the quiet voice. And then that's spirit, because spirit doesn't have to yell. It just is truth.
Right, because spirit is all things. And so, I absolutely love what you said there, about it being that small, still voice, not that super loud one, and what a great discerning tool for us all is, when we hear that big, loud voice that says, hey, we don't.
Me over here, beep, beep,
Right.
beep, beep. Yeah, no.
Right. Pay attention to me. Pay attention to me. That's the voice that we need to be like, okay, I see you, but I don't want to listen to you. And, this is, something that I have just taken from my own practice, which is my ego contract, where I just say, ego, I'm no longer going to be listening to you as much anymore. And I don't go cold turkey. I don't believe that anyone in this world can possibly go cold turkey from the ego. I'm just not going to listen to my ego anymore.
Yeah.
It's there, and what I like to do is just delineate it down and say, okay, I'm going to listen to you 90% of the time, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, and down, down, down until I am a clear vessel for spirit to speak through. And so, Mariann, when you're doing your soul coaching, if let's say I was one of your clients, okay, and let's say that I was having a block, let's say to listening to that voice, because, both you and I are soul coaches. We understand that this happens a lot. Right. People say, I can't hear my angels. I can't hear my spirit guides. I can't hear my higher self. What would you do for me? How could you help me through that process? And then just to let you know, we have some special visitors here shortly.
Oh, good. The Pleiadians are coming in. We knew that was going to happen because they love to give me messages. They love to talk. Okay. I would say, okay. Again, something that's simple, not always easy, and it really is about practice. That's why I call it a spiritual practice. That's why A Course in Miracles, 365 days, because it is about a commitment. It is about your decision that this is what you want to achieve for yourself, that you are making the choice that you want to receive those messages from spirit. And I kind of call it the blind spot, because sometimes we're saying, well, we're trying. Well, guess what? Trying is not good enough. Either you do or you don't. So there's a little Saturn hard love for everybody. It really is about a dedication. Spiritual practice and is not once a week at church. Okay. Spiritual practice is living and applying on a daily basis, failing, getting back up, forgiving yourself, like, oops, let the ego in there a little bit. Sorry, doing judgment, trying to release yourself and forgive yourself. You're like, but the thing is not to forgive yourself and then repeat it. Okay. Thing is to forgive yourself and then be aware. So I think awareness in your mind, once you set your intention to be aware of something, then you're going to start receiving it. So it's about releasing what happened in the past. Oh, I can't connect. I never hear them. Well, okay, that happened in the past. That's gone. But each moment is a new moment that you can create. And that's why the now and the ever-present moment of now is the only moment of creation. So you have a new opportunity every moment to make a different choice. So it's just about what you want in your life. Is that desire to be connected to your guides the most important thing to you? If it is, then it's about applying and setting that intention and using your will to push the ego aside, because it's going to come up with distractions and things, and that's okay. When you forget and you remember, bing, apply. You remember, bing, apply. That's all. It's just a practice, and soon you'll get to that point where you can sit in quiet, take a deep breath, let it out, center yourself, and say, okay, I'm ready to listen now.
Beautiful, beautiful. And some of our, I'm looking at some of our comments here. People are, so we have Alan, who says, try the Ho'oponopono prayer, to start to, and that is Mariann is all about that Ho'oponopono prayer.
Mhm.
And Miss Margaret says, by self-healing, the voice of the ego softens, and by accepting the ego with unconditional love as the voice within of what needs to be healed, the ego blends in and softly, with time, disappears. And that is beautiful, yes. So, like I said, guys, we're gonna for all of you who don't know, I channel the Palladian Collective. They are going to come through because this is just what happens. There's nothing I can really do about it. They wish to come through, and I'm just going to allow them to come through. And they may just have a general message for everyone. They may have a conversation with Marianne. But this is where we're going with it, okay? Greetings and good day. This is the Palladian Collective here. And such a pleasure it is to speak to you this day of your time. Now, what we want to bring in for today is what you were talking about in the way of time. All right. Now, what we want you all to begin to understand is that there is no time. And we want you all to laugh about it because how funny is it that we are all obsessed with something that doesn't exist, all right? It doesn't exist at all. It's not reality. And in that, the ego itself, it does not exist either. And what we want you to do, go ahead and take a breath on that, all right? Take a deep breath and really come into your heart space, all right? As we say these words once again, that the ego itself is not real. What you are fighting against is an illusion, all right? Now, this channel, as well as the entity known as Mariann, they are currently doing a Course in Miracles, all right? And that is why we speak from this perspective of A Course in Miracles. All right. And so the ego is nothing more than that illusion. And the greatest illusion that the mind of the ego creates is time. So Mariann, what we would like to ask you is about time. Let us say that one of the entities that's watching is a mother. All right. 3 small children. Let us say 3, 2, and 5. When is she gonna find that moment to meditate?
When you're folding the gazillion loads of laundry. When you're doing housework, that is a repetitive task. Do it as a mantra. I found that when my kids were growing up and I had 7 people in the house and I was doing about 5 loads of laundry every day, and I hate to fold clothes actually, and I would sit there for hours in front of the dryer. I said, I've got to do something with this time. I've got to be able to do something productive and to make the time pass joyously. So I started saying mantras in my mind. And so when you're doing housework, like people scatter like cockroaches, they're gone because nobody wants to help do housework. So it's actually during housework. I pray when I wash my floor. I do mantras while I fold clothes. As you can tell, I'm not exactly, Betty homemaker. But I feel, but you have to do it. So I figured I might as well, standing in line at the bank. You're waiting in line to pick up the kids. You're in the car and it's the drive-through and you're picking up the children from daycare. It could be 10 minutes, 5 minutes, but it's just anytime that you have that opportunity of and we're always standing and waiting for something. So, and if not, then like I said, lock yourself in the bathroom, say, I gotta go to the bathroom and take yourself 5 minutes. And just when you take the kids to the park and you're watching them have fun, take that energy and apply it to your intentions. And once you learn to, I guess, setting intention setting is a huge factor that I guess I've just come to use more naturally as I practiced it. At the beginning, it was a little bit difficult, but as I started setting intentions and getting those intentions supported by the universe, now I just set the intention like, okay, I need a little, I need a little me time. Let's set that up. And then I give it to the universe, let them do their manager, and they figure it out. I don't have to figure it out. Universe has your back always, and they'll figure out a way to get you what you've asked for. So
beautiful. Yes, and the universe does have your back, and it does exist outside of time. Because Mariann, when you set those intentions, are you giving the universe a time frame?
No, but I say it kind of like in the present now moment. I don't necessarily, in 5 days I would like, so no, I don't give a time frame. I just leave it up to kind of divine timing and divine order. And I say, okay, I would like to have some time to do this. So I do a lot of time work as well, which is, I guess it's another subject we could bring up. I work with something called Einstein's time. And basically that is that we are the source of time, because we are the ones that have defined time in a linear manner. Therefore, time is subject to our intentions. And if you believe you have this ability to manipulate time to your benefit, things work out a whole lot smoother. So I usually say to myself, if I'm the mom running around like a mad woman, whatever time I get there, whether it's 10 minutes early, 10 minutes late, or right on the dot, that is the moment and that is the time that I am to be there. So whatever time it is that I get there, that's going to be the right time. And it just works out that way. Whatever it is, I get to the place that I need to be, whatever time that may be. I don't obsess over it. And I say, I'll just go be there at the right time, whatever time that may be. So that's another thing. And a lot of these tools and techniques, I actually learned some of these from a book by Pam Grout called EMC Squared. And it kind of teaches you how you do control your reality. So I just kind of evolved it into different things and applied the concept of it. Because once you get a concept, then you can apply it to different situations. Because in essence, it's one of the universal laws. So when you work with the universal laws at a particular level, at a personal level, it has just as much bearing as it does for a global or cosmic level. The law is the law. That's why it's a law.
And thank you, Mariann, for allowing us to speak to you this day. We will return the channel. All right, everyone. So there is, I gotta wipe my eyes here. Sorry, guys. Just part of the coming out process. So there's that. Now we do have, a lot of different comments here. I'm loving them. Thank you all so much for, putting your comments here. Regardless if you agree or disagree with what we're talking about, I appreciate them and thank you so much. So what I'm going to go ahead and ask Mariann. So we have about 10 minutes or so before this app is going to kick us off. Because we want, literally, guys, you have exactly 30 minutes. At 29.99, it is going to stop this broadcast. So if you would like a reading from Mariann, go ahead and put your name. Put your name in the comments, and then either her or I are going to pick somebody, and that person's going to be the lucky winner of a quickie reading, if you will. All right. Let's see.
While we're waiting for somebody, but I just want to, I think we're going to have to do another one of these Rons, because there's a really good question here, but I think it's going to take a half an hour just to answer. And it's what about fear? So If you're up for it, I'm up for it. This has been lots of fun.
Let's go. Yeah, I definitely think we should do another one, especially about fear, because that holds everyone back.
Yes, yes.
Everyone.
And that's a really great question. So, Tiffany, just because you asked such a like amazing question, thank you so much. It's really resonating. I'm going to use the energy oracle cards to do a reading for Tiffany, just because I can.
This is our show. Well, this is our show. We can do whatever we want.
Okay, so this card's been coming up a lot. I've been doing some readings today. Healer of all ages. I think when we tap into that Christ consciousness, I keep saying that all our gifts are like at a buffet table and we just go pick the ones we want. And I think that the whole purpose of our shining our light is to be able to be healing not only to others but to ourselves. Really, by helping others, we're actually helping ourselves. If we understand the unity consciousness, that's really what it's about. So for you today to get the healer of all ages, Tiffany, it's really saying start to look at things at a more unified level of consciousness. Look at things from that universal perspective, that what is done to your brother is done to you. And on the contrary, when you see somebody celebrating something that they're celebrating, I mean, we always kind of go to the negative, but let's go sometimes to the positive. And if you see somebody got a promotion, got a new job, had a new baby, bought a new house, bought a new car, whatever it is, and you celebrate that for them, like truly feel like, oh my God, I'm so happy that you got that. What you're doing is you're actually aligning yourself with that energy. So it's really great to be happy for other people because eventually that energy comes right back to you, because what you give is already received by you. So by giving that supportive and happy energy, you're actually going to get that back. So that's the law of reciprocity, actually, and law of cause and effect. So there we go. I don't know why I'm into the laws today. Okay. All right. So let's see. Do we have someone? Gonna say, hi, Ed. How are you?
We could do Carrie Motion.
Okay, Carrie. All right. Sounds very good. Carrie. Ooh. Oh, nice. So we have door to value. So that money just blind. What did I just say? What you give, you receive. So it's time for you to open that door and start grabbing your money. I always think of that money machine, like some of these game shows have, like you have to get in there and grab all your money. That you don't have to do it that way. It's not a frenzy, but it's just pouring out. So there's going to be an opportunity coming in for you that's going to be, and remember, value doesn't always mean monetary. Okay, so abundance, prosperity is not always monetary, but things will come to you. Well, Ron and I have experienced that, where we wanted to go somewhere. We don't have the money for the ticket necessarily, but we got a free ticket somehow. Somebody gave us money. We got a voucher, somebody's points. I don't know what. Regardless of the fact, now Ron is coming to June to Miami. So yay! So we're gonna that's gonna be really fun. So watch out for that, because that's gonna be after June 21st, and we're sure gonna do a joint readings. So we're probably gonna open things up for double readings while he's here. So if you guys are interested in starting to sign up for that, just message Ron, because he's gonna put it on his website.
Yep. So, yay. I mean, that guys, if you think that this energy is powerful, just her being on one end of a screen in Miami and me being on the other end of the screen in, Indiana, imagine what it's going to be like when we get together and we're in the same space. And, you're able to get two Akashic readers who read the records in two different ways. And so, if you're interested in that, it is, it's going to be something I'm going to offer on my website. But if you want to get in on it before everyone else, and I really recommend that you message me. I have not come up with a price yet, but I will come up with a price for that. And guys, it has been such a pleasure and such an honor to be able to share all of this with you. And I'm talking really fast because literally we are on our last minute, and it will just cut us.
We have 9 seconds.
Oh, fabulous. Okay, well, thank you guys so much. I love you all. And don't forget to visit www